What is your very first shoot interview you ever saw from RF Video?
I think it was Hall and Nash.
Hall and Nash?
I want to say it was Hall and Nash, their shoot. Them or just Nash alone. I think Hawkins brought it on the road.
Right.
And him and Kofi. Kofi and I were traveling together. And I want to say that that's the first one that I really watched. And I was hooked, mostly because Nash is insane. But also he's like my hero now. I love him. Him and Cornette are my 1 and 2.
Right.
I love the two of them.
And you got to meet Corny last
Got
night
to meet him
for the first time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That is awesome. What is your favorite interview you've ever watched?
Cornette's anything by Cornette.
Yeah.
You say Russo at all, and you see his blood start boiling. I love it. I love anything Cornette, which is crazy because I'm a huge Young Bucks kind of guy and hokey shit and spotty stuff. But so that's like my only gripe. It's like, I love him, but he hates my kind of wrestling.
Right. Let's talk about life growing up. Were you a big wrestling fan growing up?
Huge. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about football, baseball, basketball, nothing. All I cared about was wrestling. That was my only passion. Like, it's crazy because that's all. And I have a friend, Josh Binder, who him and I knew each other since 3rd grade and instantly clicked because of wrestling. And then we eventually got trained together and all that. And he still works independence today. But it's just always been my passion. And now my son, it's his passion too. That's all he cares about is wrestling.
Right.
So it's every time like I bring him over to my dad's, all he's talking about wrestling or playing with his figures. You can see my dad he's like, man, just like you. It's exactly like you.
When were you first exposed to the business?
I think my brother, through wrestling figures, he was playing with his wrestling figures. And I was like, oh, I want those. And so my parents had to buy us this. I had to buy separate ones for me, so I didn't just steal his all the time. First thing I remember is Warrior Hogan from Mania 6, though. It's like my first memory.
Did you go to house shows when WWE
Never.
would come to town?
Random when I was older, 8 or 10. That's when I started going here and there, but not really that much.
Talk about your upbringing in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And when did you first know that you were different from other kids growing up?
Probably like 5 or 6 when I had my back surgery. I had my back surgery, all midgets, and I like that term. That's what I am. I'm a little person. I'm a dwarf, but I'm a midget too. You can't put little person wrestling on a flyer because people are like, what is that?
Right.
What does that entail? Most midgets are born with scoliosis real bad. So I have to have back surgery. I had my first back surgery, ended up paralyzed because they messed it up. Got flown to Minneapolis, had another one. They put a metal rod in my back and cut out a rib and fused that in my back too. And they said no trampolines and no contact sports. Which, I mean, I didn't see myself. All I wanted to do was be a wrestler. Even at that age. Yeah, because it's like wanting to be a fireman or a superhero. I wanted to be a professional wrestler.
Right.
But it's one of those dreams that, like, as a kid, my parents were like, he wants to be Spider-Man too, probably. Like,
you'll outgrow it.
Wasn't taken seriously. But that's all I wanted to do.
What sort of life experiences did you have? Were you bullied early on?
Never. Shouldn't say never, but very rarely. I never viewed myself as a little person, and like my close friends never did either. I was very easy to get along with all the time. And that transferred to the locker room too. I was always one of the easy ones to get along with. I don't know. I never took myself too seriously. You can't, especially in this business. You can't either.
Was dating tough for you early on?
Yeah, I never did.
Okay.
Until like senior year of high school, maybe.
Right.
I never did.
When did you first get in love with wrestling? Obviously, after you started playing with the figures, and then
yeah, I just started watching tapes and watching Superstars on Saturday or Sunday mornings and WWF All Star Wrestling and that stuff, primetime wrestling, all that stuff. That's why I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Who were some of the guys that you really worshipped as a little kid? Like
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior was your guy?
He's my number one. I hated Hulk Hogan. I didn't just because Warrior was my guy. Ultimate Warrior, Doink the Clown, and 1-2-3 Kid.
Sean.
Those were it was like my 3 guys because Doink was a character and I loved characters. 1-2-3 Kid was this small guy flipping all around. Especially at that time, you never saw that kind of stuff. And Warrior obviously was just Warrior. He was my first one.
Did you get to talk to him when he came in?
Yeah, he did. So he did Mania 30, and all I wanted to do was meet him. And I met him at that Raw the night before he passed. Walked up to him, shook my hand. He asked me to get a picture. He said, "Can we take a photo?" He told his wife, Dana, he said that he just told me I'm the reason that he got in the business. It's like awesome. And it was great. It was awesome.
Intense personality.
Yeah, but not then. He was calm. He was so calm then. And it was awesome to meet him. Really cool.
So your dreams when you were young was to get into the business.
Mm-hmm.
You go to did you said you never went to any house shows at all?
Very rare.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I might have went to 10 live shows altogether as a kid and growing up.
So you told your family you wanted to get into the business and kind of blew it off. At what point did you say, all right, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the leap and get into the business. How did you go about it?
12 or 13, we started backyard wrestling in our bedroom. Me and my 2 stepbrothers and my 2 buddies would tape ourselves just wrestling in the bedroom. And that was Attitude Era, so everything was cool. Wrestling was awesome again. And then we went to another we ended up going in the backyard, mattresses and stuff, and then we found a backyard company in Appleton, Wisconsin that had a legit ring and everything, but it was set up, it was made out of wood and all this, and you could hit the ropes and jump off them, so we met up with them, and that's how I came into the business.
Was the fact that midget wrestling had become passé ever concern you when you were trying to get into the business?
No. I never viewed myself as a midget ever when I worked. I was always just a small guy.
If wrestling hadn't worked out, what do you think you would have been doing?
No idea. Absolutely no idea. I wanted to be a radio DJ just to pick something, and I wanted to be an x-ray technician just to pick something.
Right.
Don't see myself ever doing that.
What about Ken Anderson? Early memories of Ken. And is it true that he trained you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was 2 other guys trained me, but he was a part of it. Quite a bit actually. He was always the guy in Wisconsin and in the Midwest that you knew he was going to get signed. You knew it. He had the look.
The it factor?
Yeah. He had the look. He had the charisma, and he could work. And it was the 3 things that you need to make it, and he always had it.
What are your early memories of Ken as a person?
Good dude.
Good guy?
Yeah, great guy back then. Beat the shit out of us in camps. Just, especially my buddy Bender. I don't know why, he just never seemed to take a liking to him. He was just hard on him. And it was one of those things where it's like, oh man, this sucks. Ken's here today. We can't, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you.
Right.
So, but I got trained the same as everyone else. I took the same bumps. I took everything. Exactly the same.
Was the physical aspect of the business difficult for you at all?
No.
Or did it come pretty easy, like bumping?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it because that's all I wanted to do. And we'd do it once a month before shows, and that was it. So it's not like we did it a ton, like a regular camp. But we loved it. We all loved it.
How hard was it for you to get acclimated into working in the ring?
Easy. It's all I cared about. It's all, like I said, it's all I wanted to do. So, excuse me. So it was one of those things that, again, came easy to me. It didn't come easy to me, but I knew I could do it once I learned.
You never wanted to quit? You just...
No.
Okay.
Never.
Memories of some of the early independents you worked in Wisconsin. I believe Fox Valley Wrestling. And
that was the backyard fed, Fox Valley Wrestling Alliance. But ACW.
Did you guys draw? Or was it just pretty much filming it?
It was an indie.
Right.
It was an indie. Then I would go for Carmine Espirito and MAW down in Milwaukee.
I know Carmine.
And I would do a very... I was only like doing weekend stuff. I never took it seriously. Like I never took, oh man, I'm going to make a career out of indie wrestling. It was never my shtick. I worked at Target and I did this on the side.
NWA Wisconsin, who's that?
That was Jason Jerry. It was ACW NWA Wisconsin.
Okay.
Mike Krause and then Jason Jerry.
Around this period of time, is there any guys that you worked with on the indie scene that you thought should have made it but never got into the business? Never got further?
Probably no. No, not really. I worked shows with Aries and Davari and Ken, obviously, and Silas Young.
Right.
They all did something eventually. It was kind of like one of those things where when it was their time, they got called up and they got signed.
How long were you doing the indies for before WWE?
Less than a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's insane.
So you trained, how long were you training for?
I trained in 2003. I was on a show 3 months in. I had my first match 6 months in. And then I got signed. Actually, no, 2 years. 2 years about. I got signed.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.